Salutations, everybody! I'm Miss JukeBox 8, and I have been on YIAY. And since I have been on YIAY, not only have I been crowned the Queen of Comedy by the forces that govern this mysterious void that I've ended up in, but I also was given access to the exclusive r/I have been on YIAY subreddit, only for people who are lucky enough to have been featured on YIAY. And as a perk for joining that subreddit, I also got the chance to host an episode of IHBOY, pretty much like our own personal YIAY, but only for people who have already been on YIAY, like the YIAY semifinals. The semi-yinals, let's never call them that again. So as the host for today's episode, I have a question that's near and dear to my heart. What would you do if you could travel to another dimension? Could be any dimension, even one from a work of fiction. The possibilities are endless. So, what would you do? I wouldn't. Cool. I would stop 420 from becoming a funny number. This isn't... You don't have a time machine. I guess you could go into a dimension that has a time machine and use that to stop 420 from becoming a funny number, I guess.
Yeah, I'd wish for more wishes.
Thanks, Hamsar. Very cool.
Me, big boy.
I would travel to a dimension where Mario Cross Sonic was canned by the developers and I could play Mario and Sonic's Wedding Day game on the NES system. Mario Odyssey 2 and Knuckles. Okay, I'm thinking about it, and I really want to play this game. Game of the year every year. I would go to a dimension where I'm actually successful. You okay? I would travel to a dimension where the entire world is like Disneyland, except that there are a few parks that are exactly like the real world. People would wait anxiously to be done with their roller coasters so they can go work a 9 to 5 at an office where nothing happens. Okay, I want to see what theme park YouTube channels are like in this dimension. I'd travel to a dimension where I had already traveled to a different dimension so I could ask myself what the best ones are and then go visit those. Okay, this is actually the smartest answer. Good on this one. Everything is the exact same, but they don't have bread. I enter their world for another, bringing bread as an offering. They worship me as their bread god. Oh, and then you can be like, this is the best thing since sliced bread. What the heck is sliced bread? Oh, this is gonna be life-changing. I would travel to a dimension where people were food, but would you or wouldn't you still be considered a cannibal? I mean... I think you would still be considered a cannibal, but in that dimension, cannibalism would be more acceptable. So, I'd travel to a dimension where Shrek 5 is out and 20 more movies are in the works, and I'd never leave. I don't blame you, that sounds like a really good dimension. Where is the Shrek 5 trailer, DreamWorks? Come on. Where is the Shrek 5 trailer? Put it in... my mouth. I'd go to the universe where Jack is the funny one. Travel to every dimension to find the one where Jack is funny, then switch them around. The Mandela Effect people are gonna have a field day with that one. I would go to a dimension where Jack does actual professional films like Hollywood and ask him if he's finally proud of his job. He would be called Jack's Videos in that dimension, but would never have made a video. Find an alternate version of me, then tell them they're going to be on YIAY if they use the answer I give them. Twist is, I give them an answer that is not funny. I'm the only one who deserves to be validated. You evil genius. You know, I mentioned that you could go to fictional worlds with this prompt. I'm kind of surprised more people didn't go for that. Can we get some fictional universe answers? Emoji movie. I am no longer taking fictional universe answers. I would travel to a dimension where I have been on YIAY. Oh look, it worked. Ha! Yeah, I guess it did work. Good job, dude.
A real dimension traveler! Listen, PM me a bad pun. We should get into contact. Your skills could really help our operation. Expect a bad pun in your inbox in the coming week. Welcome to the team!
Sakura, you know they were joking, right?
You can never be sure.
What are you doing in my void anyway?
There's no time to explain. I'll tell you in 2 years when you decide to put me in a video again.
You're not mad about that, are you?
Maybe if we make a podcast called Sakura's the Funny One, then I can get some more screen time, Miss Queen of Comedy.
Okay, something tells me we have some issues we need to work out. I'm just gonna move on for now. I would travel to a dimension without Jack's films. Ha! Silly YIAY commenter. That's every dimension. I would genuinely travel to the 4th dimension to see what it's like. But genuine answers don't count. Silly me. Ah, silly you. You left your answers in the comments below. Now you finally made Jack laugh. What do you do after that? DM this guy with some proof you were chose. Now join our community of champions of comedy. New questions every couple weeks, and everybody that you meet can say, I've been on YIAY. Subscribe for more Sakura, because if I don't have more Sakura, she's going to be very mad at me. Click here to see the previous boy episode. Here's a clip.
You're the new host of YIAY and you have $1 million. What the fuck do you do? I'd rebrand it as however you pronounce the new acronym that we're using for this, effectively closing the gates forever to this subreddit until we all go insane from loneliness. I mean, I'm already going insane from loneliness, but you know, I'm always going for the world record.